MacPack.
We're back.
My name is Jamie Kenner, and to my left this week at Oral, the biggest Kabaddi fan on the panel. It's my little brother Joe. How are you, Joe boy?
Yes, I've only just learned about it, but I am loving it.
And to my right, coming in at 6'1", as he does each and every week, is the baby brother of the pack, who we call Junior Boy. Junior Boy, how are you?
I'm excited to learn all about Kabaddi, buddy.
Yes, we are on today.
We are being introduced to the world of Kabaddi off the top via our international Kabaddi buddy. We're also discussing Fremantle in a more local tone.
That's right, boys. I've got something I need to brag to you about what's going down in Freo.
Massive. I'm also discussing about the ice cream machines, the Mr Whippy machines, and the controversy they're causing near me.
Oh, God.
Plus, we've got an everyday hero. We're going to do some old reviews. Let's get into it. Boys. How are we all? Well,
I am feeling absolutely rip snorting, ready to go.
absolutely rip snorting.
Yeah.
Fire up, baby.
Yeah,
It's
rip
Friday.
It's Friday. It's Anzac Day. Another public holiday.
Let's go.
Keep rolling them in.
Are you guys doing the 3 for 10?
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Are you guys doing the 3 for 10?
Of course.
Well, I didn't do the 3 for 10, boys.
Why not? You hate
Shame
time
on.
off.
Everyone's doing 3 for 10.
You're doing 3 days of work where you do fuck all.
No one's
Even
around.
better.
I've got no one on my back. I'm just coasting and doing my own work.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm self-paced.
Yeah.
Some self-paced
I'm
learning.
going independent. I was independent this week, and I loved it.
That's good.
How about those Mighty Pies, eh?
For
How's
sure.
that,
Let's
them
Find
mighty
out if
pies?
they get up.
Yeah,
big
big
game.
game today.
Speaking of big games,
Here we go.
AFL. I love it. It's a sport that's just played in Australia.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And I was thinking, I think it's cool because then all the best players are Australian, all the best commentators are Australian, all the best, everyone involved with it. Everyone is from here. Everyone.
Most people are from Australia.
They're not.
Except for Zach Tui.
Zach Tui, Mason Cole. I could list a bunch if you wanted.
Well, but it's all happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Everything is going on. It's not like, oh, everyone likes the sport and we watch the American version.
Yeah.
Everyone likes the sport and we watch the Premier League.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not The Office.
Everyone
Like
likes it.
you can't like a different version of The Office. Like some people like the
Oh,
UK
yeah,
Office. Some
yeah.
people that took way too long for you to comprehend. Some people like the US Office.
Yeah.
We're talking about
Sorry.
footy.
But I was thinking, I think it's cool that we have our own sport. I know that in like Ireland and stuff, they have Gaelic football.
They
Yeah.
do, but that's not as
Gay. It's not as Irish.
What? I know it's not
gay.
as it's not as competitive. Like they don't have.
It's not as big. It's not.
Yeah, but
a
I think it's
national
also
game.
like all those blokes. It's a bit like footy from like the 80s, where all the people who play Gaelic also work as like plumbers and accountants and shit. On the,
Oh, okay.
they actually Gaelic's just like a fun thing they do on the side.
Yeah.
Where AFL is like, no, that's your full time job.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, it's cool that to have a sport that only people in your country play.
Yes.
And I was like,
Took a long time to get there, but yeah.
I wonder what other countries have sports like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would love to have a look at it.
Exclusive sports to countries.
Yes. And I found one that is pretty exclusive to India. I think they are doing a bit of an expansion.
Okay.
It is called,
Cricket.
yeah, it's called Kabaddi.
Okay.
That's right. Have you guys heard of Kabaddi?
How do you spell Kabaddi?
Good question. Kabaddi.
Kabaddi.
Okay, yeah.
Kabaddi.
All right.
Yeah.
That was like badminton.
Yeah. I asked, there's a lady I work with at work. She's from India. I asked her if she knew the sport because apparently it's big over there.
That is a-
Brave question.
Yeah, that is big. Did you lead with any like micro dosing questions? Like, or did you just
Did you
jump?
establish that she was definitely
She's
Indian?
like she's like on my team. We work together a lot. I didn't just walk up to some random person and go, "Hey, do you know this sport from India?"
Yeah, well, it sounded a bit
No,
like
it's
that.
like it was like if you knew someone from from England and you're like,
Do you like tea?
You want to go grab a tea?
That's not, that is equally as sensitive. I would have thought. That's just, in my opinion, it's like walking past an English person and being like, "Oh, the Queen."
Oh, the Queen's dead.
Who do you think killed Diana?
Ooh, fun chat. Anyway, Kabaddi. Explain to me the concept of what Kabaddi is.
So Kabaddi is a sport.
Hang on, had your work friend heard?
So
knew it?
So
Are you
I said-
educating them? Are you mansplaining Kabaddi?
Are you man Aussie splaining?
Yeah. So Kabaddi is basically like an Indian sport.
You should.
So
You might know that.
No, what I did was I asked her, I said, have you heard? I said, I just learned about this game on the weekend. The sport. It's from India. It's called Kabaddi.
And she said, I'm not
And then
Indian.
she was like,
What made you think I'm Indian?
and she was like, no, I haven't heard of it.
Bullshit, seriously.
Yeah, and then
Back
And then
foot,
you
you're
went
back.
red.
Yeah, you're on the back foot.
and then, no, but then it turns out, then I was like,
You don't work there anymore.
I was like, oh, it's like, I can't remember how. No, but then it turns out that I just pronounced it wrong.
Oh,
And
she was
like,
power moving.
Yeah,
it.
and then she was like, I think I said Kabaddi,
do the accent.
but it's Kabaddi. I don't know, or maybe I said Kabaddi.
Okay.
Anyway, I said it wrong.
Say it how she said it.
Don't recall. So basically, it's.
I assume it's like Kabaddi.
You assume based on what? Me saying it
spell
twice.
You told us how
And
to
you,
spell.
yeah, go proceed.
So
Yeah.
Kabaddi.
Yeah,
maybe.
So, yeah,
Jury's
I'm
out.
sure. No, I'm sure. So basically, what it is a sport. There's no balls.
Okay.
There's no rackets or anything.
Oh, this
So
is tough to play.
what it is there's 7 people,
Yeah.
2 teams.
Okay.
One of the teams, they're on their sort of side. One guy, the raider,
The Raider.
Raider.
has 30 seconds to walk into their side,
Yeah.
touch a player
Oh, whoa.
or more,
Okay.
and then has to get back to his side without being dropped,
Dropped.
like tackled to the ground.
wow.
Oh.
So it's like tag, but
It's
aggressive.
like tag / British Bulldogs.
Doesn't British Bulldogs involve balls or not? Am I
I
wrong?
don't think so.
Kabaddi.
Kabaddi, there you go.
Yeah.
Was that her? Good. Nice of her to phone in.
So it's like you've got to, it's like capture the flag, but you just touch someone.
Yeah. So, and I think, and the thing why it's called Kabaddi is so when you go over there, if you're the raider, you have to say Kabaddi, 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 Kabaddi. Like you have to keep saying it with no breaks the whole time you're raiding.
That seems excessive and silly.
What, like almost like Uno when you have one card.
Yeah, exactly.
To like
that.
alarm people that you're it.
You attack it.
Imagine if picking up. Imagine when you got a disposal in the AFL. You had to yell out,
footy.
footy, 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 footy.
So does the person, do they work in teams or is it like a solo 1v7?
So there's only one raider, and then there's 7 people. I've got some clips here. This is from the best. This is Pro Kabaddi season 10.
Oh, wow. Season
So
10.
we've got some clips.
Season 10. It sounds like it's a Netflix show.
Oh, wow.
So
It's
that
like
goes-
on.
Oh, he might get 2. He might get 2.
Oh, this is actually legit. They're wearing like uniforms.
Yeah, they're
and
proper
stuff.
uniforms and stuff. So it used to just be like a regional game.
That was a
Now-
super raid.
For some reason, I expected this to be played like.
So he's the
on-
raider. So I don't think they can tackle him until he touches the first guy.
Oh, this would be so hard.
Like I would say impossible based on what we're looking at.
The court is like half of a tennis court.
Yeah, it's almost like a pickleball court. And
So where's he trying to get to? Because he just got concussed
So
there.
he's trying to touch that. So he tried to touch that guy with his foot,
And where's he trying to get to?
and then he needs to get back to his side.
Good luck. Does
dreaming.
anyone ever succeed? Does
Yeah, I mean,
anyone?
look at the scores.
17, 16.
Can we see any successes?
I'm not sure why this one only has 2 people. There's also
Oh, maybe when you touch them and you get to the other side, you knock them out.
I don't know. There was a graphic on the ground there that said "super tackle on." Yep, super tackle. We're all
Navigating the entire team. Look at that animation.
How enjoying this would be to listen to.
But yeah, it's pretty nuts.
It's very nuts. We haven't seen anyone succeed. Oh, he's about to
I
succeed.
think he's done it.
He succeeded.
How did he do that?
That was easy though. There's 2 people playing.
But there wasn't at the start. Anyway, confusing game. I like it. Cool.
I guess they'd be like,
Is there markets? Can I bet on that?
So
is it on KO?
the other thing I love about India is like because there's so many people. If something is popular in India,
Oh, it's fucking
it's like so. How many people do you reckon watch Kabaddi like on
I
TV?
hate when we play population games because I couldn't tell you.
they have like 45 million people that live there, right? More than that.
A billion.
Oh, they got 1/7 of the whole world.
Yeah.
That's
I'll just
nuts.
tell you.
No.
No, we got to guess. Okay, so I once
Well, let's
predicted that
assume
like
that some.
less than 500 people, 500,000 people watching over footy. That's what I once guessed on this podcast. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's
I'm
pretty
not great.
accurate.
That's not accurate. You can fit 100,000 people in the building.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
There's
that's
only 26 million Aussies.
yeah, but there's a few of them that are watching the game. Most of them are watching the games. Anyway, Sam, what's the population?
1 billion.
That's just on the
lot of
tip,
people.
on the absolute number.
Once you get to 1 billion, they go, yeah, we get the idea.
How have they done that?
Cool it on the Kabaddi players.
Let's say
Well, it's good to be.
fuck.
There's a lot of
100 million fans.
More.
Fuck off. How many people live in Australia?
26 million.
26 million.
Child's play compared to them.
That's what I mean. It's like,
Like, they have the amount of people in like a city that live.
And this
in
game
the
is
entirety of
essentially like
Australia.
something
Oh.
that we would play at.
sorry, they have 1.4 billion.
That was a
Jesus
quick. They
Christ.
pumped out a few then, didn't they? That was quick.
That's a lot. Damn. So many people. That's the thing. Like, we're like a decimal point back a few. Like,
Yeah.
They must think we're laughable.
They're rooting like crazy over there. I
Great.
mean, it all comes down to that, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
that's
At
it.
the end of the
There
day.
you go. Well,
it doesn't-
and when you start off with that many people, it's like easier to get more. Like for
Yeah.
us to get, Australia will never have 1 billion people.
yeah,
We would
because
need
no one
to-
wants to live in
Anyway,
the
so
desert.
300 million people watch pro kabaddi.
Wow.
which is 10 times the population of.
here, yeah.
Yeah, and some. That's
And
nuts.
How many
We've-
people were sitting in the stands there?
At least one.
1.4 billion.
It's a gigantic
But yeah, it's just
stadium.
nuts. Like so many people watch it,
And I've never heard
and
of
I've
it.
never heard of it.
When is
Nah.
Kabaddi coming to Oz?
Yeah, we should.
Well, I
start
think we
the
played at a
team.
primary school based on what I've looked at. Like we just
Yeah,
call
it
that
used to-
recess.
So until recently, it was like a village game,
Yeah.
and now they've like put a lot of money. They're like, oh, we love this.
is
Let's do it.
it
They've got the kits. They've got the pro league.
and
Here's
we've
a
got
question, though.
fucking 500,000
Here's a
people who are
question.
keen to watch.
with a game like that? I mean, to be honest, like based off of our description, it's basically just like tag. Is there much skill in it that you would be a professional athlete, or do you just have decent agility?
Well, I think part of it is now that they've gone pro, people like are getting better at it. There's more strategy. There's more skill. There's more like.
Can't be that much.
You were going after a lot of people. So we go from the world's most populated area to little old Fremantle.
Boys, I was in Freo a couple of weeks ago, and I was hanging out at Gage Road's Freo.
Do you know
That's
what?
right.
Just quickly, do you know what I've seen at Fremantle? A lot of street kabaddi over the journey. Lots of street kabaddi.
What does that mean?
After dark.
Oh, outside of metros. that
Yeah, one
play a
person
lot of
jumps
kabaddi.
someone, next one just beats the fuck out of him.
Yeah, that's right, boys. I was at Gage Road's Freo a couple of weeks ago, and we're sitting on the water's edge,
Okay.
and
Beautiful.
it was the early arvo.
Oh.
The sun was starting to peak.
Sunday.
Oh no, it wasn't Sunday. And then,
What day was it?
and then I can't remember. Anyway,
Nice.
and, and the sun was starting to set, and I was like, "Whoa, jeez!" And I was like sitting with my mates, and I was like, "Jeez, it's getting a bit cold down here,
Ooh.
eh?" And he was like, "Yeah, the doctor's in,"
Oh, the dock.
and I was like, "Yeah," and then he was like,
Have you never heard of
"The
that?
doctor's in," and I was like, "What are you talking
Apple a
about?"
day, brother.
I was like. I was like, "What are you talking about, bro? I'm just trying to have a beer and with my mates. Why are you talking about doctors and shit?" And he was like, "The Freo Doctor's in." I was like, "What are you talking about, bro?" And he was like, "You don't know about the Freo Doctor? Do you boys know about the Freo Doctor?"
I feel like we've
Yes.
talked about it on the podcast.
How do you do you not know about the Freo Doctor?
I only recently found out about what the
Oh.
Freo Doctor is.
We have, I'm sure that it has been mentioned, if not into microphones. Like, you're 22, you surely.
I just never got taught.
So did your mate explain it?
He explained it. He gave me a real brief explanation, but I went to my
When?
good friend at ChatGPT.
Oh, okay.
And I got the anatomical breakdown of why we call it
Okay.
the Freo Doctor.
The fourth member of the MacPack.
Any guesses, boys?
I can't wait till we get a fourth chair. That
Yeah.
little robot guy, and he can fact check
Chat,
us.
go.
He will be flat out.
Do you boys know why it's called the Freo Doctor?
No, that's a good point. But a lot of the stuff that we say in Australia doesn't make sense. Like,
Do you want me to tell you? You cheeky buggers?
yeah. Do you want to have a punt? Have a guess.
I don't know exactly why it's called the doctor, but it has to do with like it's really hot, and then when the like sea breeze comes in, it's
Yeah.
nice. It's
Yeah.
like the doctor's curing.
It's a cold front that comes across in the afternoon.
Yeah. So,
I don't know anything else.
oh no, I've closed my notes.
Oh no, the
Oh, no.
doctor.
Oh, they don't
Doctor,
know.
Doctor.
So the Freo Doctor is the nickname for the strong afternoon and sea breeze that blows into Perth and Fremantle in WA, usually during the summer months.
Correct.
The name comes from its healing effect, which makes the scorching hot days much more bearable.
Wow.
That's why it's called the Freo Doctor.
I didn't know that. Like I thought, that doesn't make a great deal of sense to me. It's not got healing properties, does it?
Yeah, but
it's really hot.
it's 45 degrees, sweltering heat, and you get a beautiful sea breeze around 3 p.m. and you're like, no matter where you are, sometimes I'm like near the hills and I'll feel the Doctor.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
The Doctor is strong, dude.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Like I remember, like we used to be like at primary school, and you used to feel the sea breeze come in after lunch.
yeah, like it happens. Like 100%.
We also had aircon.
It's 100%. It's 100% a thing. I get it really strong where I am. I'm not super far away from the coast.
But
Like I'm
still
I
far.
can't see the coast from where I am. But
I
yeah,
think it's also annoying
It's like a
in
20-minute
summer
drive.
if you're like, there were a few times where I was like, oh, after work, it's summer, the days are getting longer, it's a hot day, it's still sunny, let's head down to the beach.
but it's windy as
So
shit.
you're like, it's been so hot, I'm driving down. You get out of the car and you're like, why is it so cold? I'm not going in the water.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true.
Yeah, this one lady at my work who sits behind me, she says, like, she only goes to the beach in the AMs
Yeah,
for
most
that
people do
reason.
that.
And I was like, what?
Dad was
I
strong.
like to go early hour.
Dad was strong on that when we were kids. We never went to the beach. If it hit lunch, mate, it was over.
Go home.
Dad's so specific about these sorts of things, and he hates the wind. Like the only thing he likes about wind is throwing on a wind sheet. Like, that is literally it. Like
When
he
breaking
hates
it.
Yeah, breaking the wind. Yeah, but because she says she wakes up like early, like 8 a.m. to go to the beach in summer, and I'm like, it's not even that hot yet. Like it gets real hot around 1 p.m.
But it's quite still down there, and it's not super hot.
Yeah, but then
If you go in the afternoon, you're facing the elements because it's really hot and really
your
fucking
feet
windy.
hurt.
you're getting sunburnt. It's
Yeah.
good times.
That's why I love it.
But the Freo Doctor, I was so surprised that I never heard about it in the 21 years I've been alive.
Not many people are aware when they live over east because they don't get it over there. But over here, obviously, because we have Fremantle, it's a big thing. It's often really, really well spoken about on the cricket as well when they play like Test cricket in Perth.
Yeah.
Because the afternoon session is vastly different to the morning because all of a sudden there's this howling breeze that arrives.
That's
And I
what's
was
going
like,
everywhere.
what the fuck is happening? It's like, oh, this happens every day.
There you go. So let us know if you knew about the Freo Doctor.
Alrighty, boys. Firstly, when was the last time you were fortunate enough to be served by a Mr. Whippy event?
It was towards the end of last year. I was working from home in the summer and Mr. Whippy reared its ugly head down my street and me, mum and dad got ice cream cones with the chocolate topping.
Yeah,
Unreal.
mine was Christmas week, probably the 21st of December.
This last year?
Actually, no, it's the 20th.
I think mine was like
what's
the
the
week
Paul
before
Kelly
that.
song? Is it 21st?
21st.
It's 22nd of December.
23rd?
It's the 21st.
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 23rd Festivus. It was the 21st of December. I was at the beach.
Okay.
Oh,
Doc-
the beach.
the
That's
doc-
a classic Mr. Whippy
The
spot.
doctor was in.
The doctor was in it and the Whippy was whipping it.
What the fuck?
How much does it cost? I can honestly say the last time I got a Mr. Whippy ice cream, I would have still been like well and truly a child. Like,
I think it was like $5 an ice cream.
Yeah, $5 for a big soft. It was like a serious soft.
Yeah,
serve,
they're
though.
big.
Like,
And also like petrol is expensive.
yeah, petty.
yeah. Just generally, what's our consensus on the vans, hygiene wise?
You want to have a good look at it.
Obviously, it's probably an ex-con that's driving the thing, but it's good.
It's
cream.
ice cream.
It's good cream.
Yeah. If you start thinking about that, you got to be thinking about every single place you eat
Yeah.
and how gross
Yeah, but
it
a
all
lot of the
is.
places I eat aren't on wheels. Like, that's one of the
Yeah.
many elements I look for.
Like, it'd probably be fine. They definitely need a paint job on the outside, the Mr. Whippy vans. I haven't seen one that's like not faded in probably ever.
What make of car is it?
Yeah.
Whippy? He's got his own.
And they never make new ones. I've never seen like a new Mr. Whippy
Yeah,
van.
like they redo like the transfer buses.
Yeah.
Now, what happened a few weeks ago, and the reason I brought this up, lads, is because in my area, so everyone these days seems to have like a Facebook community page for the area that they live in, right?
Yeah. Biggest guilty pleasure is looking at them.
Yeah, okay. Well, some evoke a lot more attention than others. And I'm going to just run you through the lay of the land of what's been the big ticket item for our community over the last couple of weeks. It comes from, I won't mention any names, it just comes from, I imagine this lady is a woman. This lady is a woman. There's a sentence, put that on a t-shirt. Hi all, just wanted to let everybody know that we will be coming through these two respective suburbs this Sunday.
Pardon the pun.
Good. Good. Sunday's a type of ice cream. There you go. We're a real all abilities podcast. We run our ice cream van and live locally just across the road in this suburb. We haven't been through this other suburb before.
Why is she? What? So much detail.
And we rarely have heard. Okay, so essentially she's saying we very rarely hear any ice cream vans. So we thought we would give our ice cream van a run through your suburb, right?
Yeah.
If there are any other vans going through regularly, let us know because we don't know. So listen out for
they don't want to step on their territory.
So listen out for our green sleeves music. I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, dun 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 dun.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I used to play it on piano. Dun.
What, the Mr Whippy song?
Yeah, it's called Green Sleeves. It's a
Oh,
traditional folk song.
Oh, wow.
If you would like a yummy ice
In the
cream,
public domain.
hope to see many of you tomorrow. Also, we do offer a free cup for a pup cup cone. So the ice cream gets to eat, I guess. I don't know if that's safe.
Your dog gets to eat their ice cream.
Yeah. They're not full of ice cream, just a small amount for your pup to enjoy. Okay. So, essentially,
Stuck in the weeds
Wow.
a bit, that bird.
now this was met with quite a
Rage.
bit of, just
Kill yourself.
just a bit of controversy because people were very quick to point out there is already an ice cream van that comes through this suburb
Why do people get
with
so-
quite an amount of regularity. Thank you very much.
Why do people get so aggressive in Facebook chats? Calm the fuck down.
Well, yeah, it's honestly.
Just because
what
it's
is wrong
via
with everyone?
text doesn't mean it's aggro. Chill out.
Some of the comments went on to say, I'm loyal to another pink van who also parks across the road from where you do,
Yuck.
where you're planning to on the weekends. He comes across the estate either early or later in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Well,
this
that's
is
broad. Early or late. Yeah, cool.
this is
the
my
doctor's
idea,
in.
right? Obviously, there's a lot of beef on social media.
Yes.
Everything should be replaced with voice memos.
Yeah.
So, because you just read that in the most aggressive voice ever, but it could have just been said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm actually already loyal to a van that comes in here."
This person, there's a lot of people, like everyone has jumped on, whether they like it or not, but they're also sort of taking requests. Like, I live on this road. There was one parked outside my house last Sunday.
Have a chocky one ready for me at 12:40.
Someone else said, come to this boulevard near this oval.
So you've just said, you know,
But
you're
part of, to me,
My
it's-
grandkids are keen and they're on the lookout. But it's like,
what the?
so some people are saying, do not come. There's already someone in
Yeah.
operation. Other people are being like, why don't you come to my exact address and bring me an ice cream?
I feel like the whole it's already someone's territory. Like, isn't the part of Mr. Whippy that you're a ephemeral beast with no location?
Well, that's the question that I want to discuss today because it was literally the same day. Someone else jumped on the community page and dropped dropped a photo and then went on to say a different ice cream is at the Bunnings, while the usual one is there as well. This seems like it would be against some sort of honor code.
Oh,
So there's two ice cream vans outside the same Bunnings store near my location.
yeah, that's not on.
And people are asking questions about who should be there first.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
think if
hop.
they're already parked there, that's
Hop.
one thing.
Hop the location. You keep driving if you see a fellow whipper.
That's what I would.
Yeah.
But they should all be friends. They should be waving out their bloody
Yeah, like
windows
bus
at each other.
drivers.
Yeah.
So where do we stand on the whole concept? What would you, if somebody's
You don't get to own a street. That's like if you're like having a heart attack. And then an ambulance comes like, you're not Greg.
You're not on
If
Jerry
people
Street.
need ice cream.
need is not the word, but if people desire ice cream,
But I also don't like this whole, come to my house. If you go to the shop,
yeah, if you need it
part
that
of
desperately,
Mr. Whippy is like,
Spontaneous.
Yeah, let's
I
go.
didn't know I
Okay.
wanted ice cream, and now I hear the thing. and I'm
if I
there.
knew that, like, we bought the $5 ice creams
Yeah.
because it was like, oh, it's happening now. We gotta go. I didn't have
Yeah.
time to think.
yeah, support
But if I was
local.
planning it out, I would get a clean ice cream made by my good friends at Peters.
yeah,
There you go.
or Bulla.
Yeah,
None of
that's
this,
good.
Bulla.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you don't own a street. It's a gentleman's rule.
Hang on, but you can't. You're saying the same thing. You don't own a street, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But also, don't both rock up to the same venue.
No,
you can-
same venue is different to like if Mr Whippy is at like South
Bunnings,
Beach,
for example. Yeah.
you don't pull up next to him.
Yeah,
that's
no,
not on.
That's undercutting.
But if
the
one's
name.
driving around, and if maybe they're driving, if one is going down a street, you're not like tailgating them.
yeah,
But if they're like, oh, Mr. Whippy was here yesterday, who gives a fuck? Like what?
yeah, and don't put feelers out in a chat to drive your car around. Like, what type of is this? Like, just drive.
Yeah,
You've got
exactly.
your fucking song.
Yeah,
That's your marketing in the big pink box you drive.
My other
around.
thing is, would anyone that's previously had, like, they all look fucking identical, would anybody in the chat, let's say one always does it and another one just started,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody in the world would be like, there's a different fucking venue.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would have any idea. Alrighty, boys, it's time for our favourite weekly segment. It's our only weekly segment. It's time for our Everyday Hero.
Boys, I was thinking about some old times recently. Back when I used to go to university.
Like
Okay,
a
yeah.
year ago,
When
2 years ago.
Yeah,
It's
the
not
old
that-
stomping ground when I used to study at
Footsies.
university. Oh, good times, eh? And I remembered a specific moment that happened which made a hero arise.
Oh, okay. We're
That's
doing a
right.
throwback hero.
Yeah, this is like one that like could have been given during that time, but
but slip through the cracks.
slipped through my finger. Oh, slipping through the crack. That will come back into this story very soon.
Well, now
Okay.
I'm nervous.
So I studied film and TV, which and one of my units for this, it was like my last semester there, was some sort of sound unit, and I needed to do some voiceover work in one of the voiceover studios, right? So that's where I went after hours one day. Went to use one of the voiceover studios, which I had previously had troubles with the day before. So I went in early that day and told the audio technician guy who works there, hey, Studio X has some things going on with it. Couldn't log in yesterday. Can you sort it out because I need to do my assignment tonight. It's due tomorrow. Something like that.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, no worries. I'll go check it out for you. Anyway, he walked past me later on in the day and said, sort it all out. Should be good to go.
Get in there.
Go
big
for
fella.
it.
He did that.
Anyway, after hours rolled around, I'm cruising in there. It was pretty late. It was probably like 6 p.m. Like class finished 5:30. Rolling in at 6 p.m.
Freo Doctor's well and truly hit.
Yeah, Freo Doctor's probably passed
Yeah.
at this point.
You've got your
I
Mr.
mean,
Whippy.
Yeah, come on, Mr. Whippy, ready to go. Bag on the floor, sitting down at the desk. Go to do the assignment, log it in, da-da-da-da-da. Ooh, same problem as last time.
Oh no.
So we found a liar.
Yeah.
This week's Everyday Hero is going to a lying, thieving
And then I'm like,
ass.
I'm like, oh God, like I really, really needed to do it tonight. You know, like crunch time, 30. Yeah, I got all these assignments going. I need to do it right now. Like, I've designated this time to do it. Done all the prep for it. I'm ready to go. But the software and the hardware isn't working. So I flicked him an email. I was just like, hey, no, it's after hours, but
You lied to me.
the studio's still not working. Anything I can do to make it work, or what's the go? And then he was like, hey, weird. Worked when I was there. Da da da.
Oh, he's calling you a liar. I like
What are
this.
you doing to
And he was like, give me a ring. Dropped his number.
Nice.
And then I gave him a ring.
You argued about who was right.
And I was like, oh, g'day, mate. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't mean to like disrupt your night. Like, I think he works full time at the thing, and now he's like, no, he's got kids and stuff. I was pretty close with him, and he was just chatting to me on the phone. He's like, kids were going off in the background, going so off in the background, and I was on the phone with him. And then he was like, yeah, you like told me this like specific part of the computer I had to like.
The on button.
Yeah, like no, I had to pull some like special cord out that like connects it to the,
The umbilical
university's
cord.
server and all this like crazy shit. Anyway, and then he gave me like admin access into the facilities.
Mad dog.
And then like,
And you just had the wrong
like,
password.
the password and like, no, and then I had to like change.
What was the login?
I had to like change settings in the admin so that me as a student could access.
Oh, you're giving yourself access.
Yeah, essentially. But he was
You're
like,
hacking.
He was like, I can't do it. So he was like, I trust you.
Like legally.
you're
And neither
third
can
year.
you, but
Yeah.
you're desperate.
Anyway,
Don't talk about this in the next year.
I'm just going to throw this word out there. Allegedly.
Yeah, good. And
Anyway.
that means you're covered for none of it.
Anyway, and then I remember he was like, "Oh, I'll just tell you all the credentials and stuff," and I was like, "Oh, like, all right." And then he started telling me, and I was like, oh, "There's literally no way I'd remember this because it was like XYZ 5547222 like 45
That was it
characters,
exactly.
Oh my God.
45 characters, like this random sequence of things that he remembered off the top of his head. Anyway, so I punched it in, and I was like, "Oh, we're in." Anyway. I got it going, right? And it was a sound panel very similar to this. It was like a radio studio, and it had like these sliders, like where the faders go up and stuff. And there's
like
a little,
this.
there's like there's like a little slit in the fader section, and I was like playing with my student card, which allows you to get into the building and the rooms. Anyway, and then I was just like flipping my thing through there, and I dropped it.
You dropped your card
While I
through
was
the
on the
middle of
phone
the
with him.
fader.
And I was like, oh shit.
How do you get an ID card out of there?
I was like, I was like, I just dropped my fucking student card inside the radio desk. And then he was like,
Are you taking the fucking piss,
and he
champ?
was like, are you kidding? I was like, no. I was like, well in there. I was like, everything's still working, but like,
Except that fader.
it's definitely in
Yeah, I
there.
hope you're happy with the sound that was on. 'Cause
Yeah, that volume
Not
is stuck
moving.
there forever now. And then I was like, oh shit. And I was like, oh, don't worry. They're like $15. I'll just go get a new one.
He's
He's
more
more,
worried because of
surely
the
he's more
machine.
worried about the machine.
if it was meant to have a student card in it, they
They
would have filmed it like that.
Anyway, so he let me in, and then he was like chatting to me, and he was like, I just heard him. I kept hearing him going like this on the phone call.
All right, that's Riley drinking.
I was like,
Is he on the terps? Is that what we're assuming?
and I was like, are you having a cheeky one? Eh?
You said that to a grown man.
Yeah. And he was
And
like, yeah, just a wine. And I was like, and then he
How
kept,
long are you talking to him?
Oh, we were probably on the phone for like half an hour. Like, it was a long time. I was just like update software system updates and
Yeah.
shit. Like, it was a while.
You're
We
transferring
started-
money out of the university fund.
Yeah, clearing my ex.
X0.
Yeah. And then
Thanks, Albo.
and then Index Nation. And then
Nice.
anyway, and then he told me he was drinking a vino. And I was like, oh, what kind? And he was like, oh, $7 bottle, you know. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Yeah, dude." Anyway, and then we were just on the phone and just like
Tell him you could transfer him some money from the company
just
card.
I was just chatting about shit. And then I heard like ice rattling in his glass, and I was like, oh, cheeky white on the rocks, eh? And he was like, yeah, it was warm from the shop, so I just threw some ice in it. It's pretty good actually. I was like, oh yeah, dude. Anyway, then
What is this conversation?
and I was like,
This is the bit in spy movies they leave out, isn't it?
Yeah. The chit chat while the hacking is loading.
anyway, so then I got it all going, got the assignment done, passed the assignment, did pretty well. And
Get your
then-
student card back.
And then I just told him, I was like, don't worry about it. Anyway,
So
and
it's still in the desk.
and then I was
you
I was
imagine?
ready to commit it there. I was like, at least there'll be a part of me forever in this radio
Yeah,
studio.
well, next time it breaks and someone has to like unscrew it all.
Yeah, it'll be a heritage.
Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
Student 3409. Oh, that was almost my full code. I won't tell you the whole thing. Anyway.
I don't think it matters once you leave.
Yeah.
Anyway, and
Your
then
card's there. If anyone wants the information, they
Yeah.
can just open the desk.
and then I was walking past the next day. I was just cruising through to my next class. And then I walked past his room and he's like, "Wait, Riley." And then he flicked my card over.
Oh,
And I was like, "How'd you get it out?" He's like, "I fucking unscrewed the old desk."
oh, what a guy.
Had
like-
you already bought a new one?
Nah.
Nice.
I was like, "Shit, dude, that's commitment."
He's
He was
got like a hammer.
yeah.
the desk
I was like,
is
"Was that
shattered.
hard?" He was like, "No." He's like, "Just bunch of screws and shit. Just had to lift it up the desk, take it all out. I cleaned it out a bit. It was pretty dirty actually. And then I just put it back in. And I was like, wow, that's like a 20-minute, half an hour job. Though. I was like, thank you very much. You're a good man.
That's nice.
So
I like
after
that.
our service from this great man, and then to go in the next day to remember that I dropped my card in there, and then he went in there and did extra man. Like I basically just gave him 2 hours of work for pretty
There
well.
you go. Did he mark the assessment or he had nothing to do
No,
with that?
he wasn't one of my tutors. He's just like technician guy.
Yeah, unreal. That's so cool.
Great guy.
I love that so many people, all these stories about Riley's uni. It's always the like lecturer or the tutor knowing him by name and like looking after him.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
There
Is
is there
everyone
are
on the phone
team
with
there are
this guy?
people who I was in group assignments with who wouldn't know my name.
Yeah. I'm still in contact with him. He's a great bloke.
There you go. What's
Nice.
you should buy him a bottle of $8 wine.
Give him $7.
Yeah, and a pack of ice from
Enjoy.
the server.
There you go. I love it. So this week's Everyday Hero is going to the helpful technician
That's right.
for fishing out Junior Boy's card, in addition to doing all of the extra hours.
Yeah, that's right. After hours on the phone, his kids were going off. He was just trying to just have a nightcap and head into bed.
And you ruined it all.
And he was working late. Good man.
There you go. We absolutely love it. This week's Everyday Hero is going to that young Jen, episode 240. Alrighty, boys, that just about brings us to the end of another episode of the podcast. We just had a little guest come and join us in the studio.
Yeah. Man's best friend.
Man's biggest enemy.
Little kitten cat.
Our little cat
Sox
doesn't really get much mentions these days. Poppy's stealing the spotlight when pets come up.
Yeah, I think that's largely because, so I just, full context, I went to the bathroom and I walked past the spare room. The cat was, I think, or anyway, I definitely thought the cat was sitting in the door because I walked past and I was like, oh, get in our ledge, and just like kept walking, like sort of stopped, didn't pat him because I'm terrified of him, but like walked past, he was a bit like a bouncer.
Yeah.
And I just walked past and acknowledged him, said g'day, and then I went to the toilet. And then I came back
Yep.
and I went to like properly see him.
He was gone.
And I looked and I was like, I sure hope he was there before. Otherwise, I was just talking either to the floor or to a spirit. And then I turned the light on and the cat was nowhere to be seen. And then I walked back out and he was in a different room. And still at that point, I was like,
Where
is
were
that
you
a
before?
coincidence that I've seen him now? And was he actually in that room? Like, I have no
Yeah.
idea. Because he's pitch black as well. Like, you can't tell.
He moves in stealth.
He moves in mysterious ways.
We took his bell off so that he could move in stealth.
Because he used to have a bell.
Yeah,
For a
that's what
long
a lot
period.
of domestic cats have bells, so you know where they are because they're so silent and go missing.
Also, the bells are good because then it's harder for them to kill
Yeah,
Birds.
birds,
Rats.
lizards,
yeah.
native animals.
The thing is with him,
People.
we just made mention to it. We had a cat before who's had a fair bit of a. It's appeared on the podcast over the journey, more the tail of, and it will definitely the tail of Bella Kitten
Shout out Bella.
will definitely rear its ugly head.
Many a time.
Probably when.
We've talked about it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we can check in with her. Actually, that'll be maybe a couple of weeks. We're doing another Mother's Day episode.
It's interesting. Bella was such like a adventurous cat, and then
Yeah.
like our new cat really puts the pussy in scaredy cat.
That's what I was going to allude to. I wasn't going to use that exact verbatim words. But he's such a tame operator to the point where like the bell isn't really required because if he does catch stuff, and he's caught frogs out the back in the past
Yeah,
and other little
they make some
creatures,
real
and
noises.
and he just sort of like plays with them, like he doesn't want to
No,
kill them or
no.
anything.
Okay, you say this. I think I talked about this on the pod, but there was one time where he was toying with the grasshopper.
He
Yeah.
loves that shit.
And
right?
then he was like playing with it and like, oh, whatever. And then like, I was like, oh, look, it's so he's got a grasshopper. Oh. Or it was like a big, it was actually quite a big praying mantis.
yeah, praying for its
Um,
fucking life.
Yeah. And then so
You think they're normally praying? You
So-
should have seen this guy. He was on all hands and knees.
yeah, he was playing with it. I let it go a bit, playing with it. And then he just had one foot on it. And then he like looked at us and then he just went. And it was like, he like bashed the shit out of it. And then we're like, and then he like looked at us and he just went for a
Again.
second round. It was just into the concrete, just like not even like
That's my fucking
just
guy
hitting
right
it. Like
there.
I've never seen a cat punch something.
I love that cunt, bro. He's crazy.
So he does have the killer instinct
Yeah,
in
that's
him,
the
like
thing.
all cats do.
yeah,
It's funny that he looked at you first, like, shall I do it? I'll do it.
I think it was more of a like, you're next.
Oh.
I don't know.
No, it wasn't.
All right, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
This time next week, it's just me, Riley, and the cat sitting here.
Yeah, my skull's pulped.
Yeah, the cat is chill. I used to like be scared of cats because I still kind of am because it's like they just move.
Weird.
They choose you. You can't choose to
Yeah.
pet the cat. The cat you can't choose to go cuddle the cat. The cat's in charge.
And also, you think, oh, it's just a lovely little friendly cat, but then you like see a bird,
Yeah.
and it is
A different
it's
beast.
a killing machine.
Yeah. It's legit a tiny panther, like a tiny tiger.
My idea, because I'm still quite scared of cats, including that cat, but my idea of a scared cat very much being scared of a cat very much changed when we bought this one, and it like crawled up Dad's arm as though it was like a lizard and sat on his shoulder like a parrot,
Yeah.
and just like
But he was
continued
tiny.
to. Yeah, he was the smallest.
so
little
tiny,
predator.
yeah.
Like hilariously small. Like you could hold him in your hand.
And I remember like he used to be the one that would punch on with Buddy. Like he would stir up Buddy, and Buddy would be really scared of him.
Yeah, he'd run at the dog from a distance, like run, and then just sort of jump at him.
Yeah. And now it's the other way around. Now Sox is so scared of our new dog Poppy.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
roles have indeed reversed.
Just young animals, just menaces to society.
Yeah, legit.
There you go.
But it is interesting watching him go back into his shell, and now he's like become a bit more of a soft cat.
The thing is, I find if we were to get another dog, like right now, while we've still got a dog, our current dog would not be anywhere near as like engaged. Like the new dog would be all energetic and wanting to play, and Poppy would fall back and be like, "No, I'm not interested in that shit." Like it's a weird thing that
Too cool for
always
school.
seems to happen with the dogs.
Yeah.
The latest dog is always the one that wants to play, and the moment it gets replaced by a fresher dog, it's like, "No, fuck that, we're not playing." Like every time
Go fuck yourself.
done.
across families,
Yeah,
I've noticed
we're
it.
done.
Like it just doesn't. Like there's you're a shithead of a dog until a new shithead arrives, and it's like, "Oh well, we can't both be cunts."
This is so immature.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing?
That's essentially what's happening. Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Until we do this time next week, stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember to
Go give your mum a hug.
it's Java now, but not forever.